G'day everyone, welcome to North Melbourne Supercoach Preview. The Roos finished on the bottom of the ladder last year, so does that mean that they have a gluttony of rookies for us? We're about to find out. Hope you are doing well. Please click that subscribe button, trying to get to 500 before round one begins. We also have another non-Supercoach video coming out over the weekend, and we've got Port Adelaide, Richmond, and St Kilda's previews coming next week. I'm still a bit burnt, which isn't fun, but we're going to get straight into it. North Melbourne's defense, the best pick for North Melbourne's defense is Aaron Hall. I know people might be worried that this was a bit of a fluke, but when you play the role as well as he did last year, the odds of him falling away aren't going to be that high. He managed to score that well without taking kick-ins. North conceded the most time inside their defensive 50 than any other team in the competition, and they've done nothing to fix that problem. So, he's going to get plenty of the ball, and I think he's going to further unlock his 1-2 handball ability. Meters gain specialist. I'm actually not seeing him in a lot of teams, so it could be incredible that a guy that is probably going to finish in the top 6, if not the top, the top 8, if not the top 6 defenders start as a pod. So I like Aaron Hall as a pick. I actually don't have anyone on my watch list right now, which is okay. I know Jackson Archer and Miller Bergman you're kind of looking at going, well, we do need to watch them, I know, but even if they get in, I don't think they're going to play the most Supercoach friendly game, but if you want to put Bergman in there as the watch list / cash cow, go for it. I think he's a better option than Jackson Archer at this stage, but I think North need to develop the list they've got before they bring in more and more rookies. The no chance is going to be the captain, Jack Ziebell. Best cash cow of last year, arguably. I do have to give a shout out to Smithy, unfortunately, but he did tell me, he pestered me, said Jack Ziebell needs to be in your team, and I ended up putting him in my team, admittedly so, after round 6, I could look at him and go, you're a fucking idiot, but turned out that it worked really well, so, Smithy's not perfect. He also had Brad Hill in his team in round 1, so, apples and oranges there sometimes, but Jack Ziebell's going nowhere near my team. He's going to be playing that role 1 year older. I still think he's going to average decently, but I can't start a guy who I don't think he's going to finish inside the top 6 defenders when I need to start premiums that I think will, and that is Lloyd, Crisp, and Tommy Stewart at this stage. I don't have a best pick for North's midfield, and you can hate me for that. That's fine, but I just don't. It was going to be Jed Anderson, but given what's going on with his vaccine situation, we don't know what's going to happen in that situation. I'm not here to talk about the vaccine situation. I'm genuinely not going to. I'm just going to move on to the watch list, and that is Ben Cunnington. If he can play all 22 games, he's going to be a pod, and he's not going to be that far off the pace, I don't think. I think he's one of the more underrated players in the game. So underrated, I didn't have him in my underrated team. How bad am I going? But one of those guys that you just hope goes well, probably more draft relevant than classic relevant if you like, but if he can be fully fit and okay, why can't he be one of those top midfielders in the game? And he's the dictionary definition of a pod. My no chance for the North midfield is going to be Luke Davies-Uniacke. I'm really sorry, I don't see what everyone else does, to be completely honest. I don't see a guy who is going to explode into a Supercoach premium uber midfielder. I just don't. I haven't talked about Jai Simpkin, and I'm actually not in this piece. He doesn't have a specific segment towards him, but Jai Simpkin won the best and fairest, yet I've seen LDU in more teams. How does that work? He's probably, again, more draft relevant than classic relevant, but I've seen him in classic teams. If you're going to pick one, have Jai Simpkin, for crying out loud. He's a better player. LDU, I hope he gets there. I really do. I'm not the kind of guy that goes, oh, I hope players go badly. I don't. I hope they all go well. But as we sit here now, he's not going anywhere near my team. And I don't really know why he's going near anyone else's either. Number 1 pick for a reason, the cash cow is Jason Horne-Francis, and I know that price tag is a bit, and he's probably not going to play a lot of midfield time because they do have that midfield rotation that they have got in gear. But there's no reason why he can't be a best 22 player for 22 games, which is what you need from your rookies anyway. If he can average, he took the piss out of Sandful Final, so if he can average 70, he's going to make you that coin, and then once his break even hits 95, bang, see you later. He's probably going to be 300 plus grand there. So all you need to do is downgrade a rookie, upgrade Jason Horne-Francis, and guess what? By the time you hit round 8, You got another premium midfielder in your team. Get yourself a Fulham premium. You know, as a guy like Mitchell dropped really far, or one of those guys in the 600k, you know, a Cunnington, a Zorko, a Mills, a Guthrie, a Wines, these guys. If one of them's fallen, then I don't see by round 8 how you won't be downgrading another midfielder potentially and then upgrading JHF. Or if he genuinely is taking the piss early in the year, hold him as long as you can and then get one in the back end of the season. But he's a walk-up in my side until I know he's not playing. With the recent acquisition of Callum Coleman-Jones, where does Todd Goldstein sit? I think Todd is going to be a genuine nugget in draft, and I will talk about that in the draft dissection. But I don't think Todd or Callum are really Supercoach Classic relevant at all. I won't be going near either of them. I have seen Todd in a couple of teams, but I feel like that is for a salary cap reason, and I don't think he's going to start in many teams once we hit the early part of March. The best forward pick for North is going to be Tarryn Thomas, even though I do come at this with a little bit of skepticism. I think Tarryn is best placed on a wing because he's got the outside class. He's a gut runner. His aerobic ability has improved so much in the last 2 years. It's extraordinary. But when you've got Cunnington, Luke Davies-Uniacke, Hugh Greenwood, who they just got, someone's got to be pushed out. I know there are other guys in that mix too, but there are guys that are going to be pushed out, and I feel like because he can bring so much to a wing, that's where he's going to be. So if you've got him as a forward, you have got a forward player for over 400 grand that is going to play on a wing. You're probably looking at him to kick goals in order to get involved. I know he took the piss against Hawthorn. I know he took the piss against Carlton. But I haven't seen consistent scoring for him. And if you're going to gamble on a guy to really take that bigger jump, I'm probably looking at a more Supercoach-friendly game. But I have no doubt that if he can thrive on a wing, this man is going to be an absolutely value pick. So whilst I'm not going to go with him, he's definitely the best pick for North midfield, and I do not blame you at all if you've got him, and I hope I'm wrong and he takes the genuine piss. If there is a breakout player I'm rooting for, it's Tarryn Thomas. I don't have a watch list player for North's forward line. None of them really stand out to me, so we're going to get straight into the no chance, and that's Jaden Stevenson. Continuation of the no dickhead policy. Now, the dickheads that we've already had in this group, of course being Jordan De Goey and Toby Green so far, they're dickheads for different reasons. Jaden's is just immaturity, which is something that he can grow out of. So if I'm going to gamble on Jordan De Goey, Jaden Stevenson or Toby Green to grow out of the dickhead policy, like James Sicily has done, I'm going to bet that it's going to be Jaden, but until he actually does it, no one's going to go near him. Unpopular opinion, but I don't see Cam Zurhaar as a forward pocket player. I see him more as a half-forward player. Yes, there is a very distinct difference. I don't actually think North have got a genuine forward pocket, and that's why I think they went and got Paul Curtis. He can genuinely be a dangerous forward threat every time the ball hits the ground, and I think that's going to be very important. I know we're going to talk about Jason Horne-Francis. I know I didn't mention Josh Goda, but if JHF and Goda, play, you've got Miller Bergman and Jackson Archer, these guys are going to get all the talk, but I honestly reckon Paul Curtis is going to be that cash cow that people are going, why did no one talk about him? Genuine dangerous player forward of the centre. Wouldn't be surprised if he played really, really early. I'm actually jumping on board now and having him on my bench. So for Daz's final word, I've only got one North player on the field, and that's Jason Horne-Francis with Paul Curtis on my bench. I can almost consider everyone else barring Aaron Hall that kind of watched list type player. I've seen Tarryn Thomas in a few teams. I've seen Jai Simpkin in a few teams. I've seen Aaron Hall in plenty of teams as well. Aaron Hall is the one guy that I think I might regret not starting, but he's not in my team at this stage. But that's it, guys. The preview is done and dusted. How do you think North are going to go this year? Do you think they're going to finish bottom of the ladder in 2022? Who do you think is going to be their best Supercoach player? Comment below. Let me know. Let me know who you're starting from them as well. I will see you next week. Port Adelaide, Richmond, and then St Kilda. After that, we've got Sydney, West Coast, and the Western Bulldogs. And then we are finished. Then we will get on to the draft dissections. More non-Supercoach content coming. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, please do so. Have a fantastic weekend. Be safe, my friends. Be well. Goodbye.